Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Now, in this video, I'm going to be over all the tips and tricks you need to know about this update in Anime Adventures. Now, to get things started off, this is going to kind of be for new players, so if you want to hear stuff strictly about the new update, I would skip like a minute or two into the video. But this is very simple. I'm just going to go over the best way to get gems and the best way to level up for those low-level people. So the best way to get gems is you want to come over here and do the Infinity Mansion. It is the easiest way to get gems. You could get 300 every like 8 to 9 minutes, which is pretty good. And the best way to get level, let me just come over here and do it, is to go to Snowy Town and just lose on Act 2 over and over again, like to AFK it. That's the best way to level up for new players. But everything else is straightforward, like stars, and everything else you'll need like raid stuff. Alright, so now we're going to go over what is basically the method to grinding the new event, right? So there's two new events. There's the dungeon and then there's the infinite. We'll go over the infinite first because it's more straightforward. So obviously you're going to have to complete the entire story to get down here to the Shibuya district. And then once you do, you have to complete these 6 acts and then you will unlock the infinite. Once you unlock the infinite, this is the way you get portals. I just did all mine, so I don't have any to show. I do apologize. But you will get the portal. Now, you could do it with the stack. You'll get a lot more, which we haven't done yet because we just haven't been on. But matchmaking it isn't bad. I will hop in and show you guys where you should be placing the units and things like that. But the matchmaking hasn't been bad. The only problem is people are leaving past wave 50. So if you are doing that, you're just missing the opportunity to get portals. I get people are probably just doing it for the gems, but at the same time, why would you not try to get the new secret? So just make sure you stay as long as possible. So I'll wait for the round to skip just to show you guys. The most optimal place to place the units is like over here so they can hit these paths coming in, or you could do it here, but this is like the most optimal placing because Poseidon eventually gets full AoE and he'll hit this whole range. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the infinite. There's no real meta. Now, when you get the portals, there is something that's a little different that I will go about once we get back to the lobby. Alright, now that we're back into the lobby, there is some things you need to know when you do get the portal, and that is that there is a boost. Now, you're probably wondering what units get the boost. Anything that's new, anything that came out this update. So that would include Alicia, that would include the Battle Pass unit, I believe. I don't know, I haven't got it yet. But that also includes Robot Sorcerer, who gives 40%, and an un-evoed unit gives 20%, but evoed also gives 40%. So, yeah, just make sure you're bringing new units, and you'll be good. Alright, now is when we get into the fun stuff. Now we talk about the dungeon. And I've completed about 6 of these, so I feel like I kind of know what to do. And it's not as straightforward as you would think. So for the dungeon, this is the team I would typically run. I feel like this is pretty good just because you have the unique, obviously. It's not required to have unique to do these dungeons at all, by the way. They are very doable without them. And then I have a hybrid off placement, and then I have a true damage unit like Usopp. But when you go into the dungeon, you know, what paths should you be picking, everything like that. So if you haven't played it, this is how it works. So typically when you start, there will be 3 options here. This is the first rooms, and the ones above are the rooms you can see next. So obviously I only have one path here, as you can see. This one I get the shop and chest, and next one I get money. The best method, at least in my opinion, is to always go for the gold chest. Now, if you do not have as good of a team as like me or like other people, you may not be able to because that's going to give you a lot of curses. Most gold chests normally come with curses, and those are not the best. The second option you want to do is just save up money because it's very easy to get these common chests, and so you can save up money. There is something you can buy in the shop or you can get from shrines, which we'll talk about in a moment, called a Philosopher's Stone that turns all your common chests into rare chests. So you want to save your money. It costs 1,000 gold, so you want to make sure you have that just in case. Because if you do not know, the only way to get Rukia, the secret from the dungeon, is through rare chest. So you cannot get them through the common chest, but you can, like I said, transfer all the common ones into rare ones if you get a Philosopher's Stone. So just keep that in mind. If you're short on money, maybe you go the money path. But never pass down a gold chest if you think you can handle the curses. Next, I'll just talk about the shop. Like I said, there's a lot of good stuff in the shop, never really bad things. So it's not a bad thing to go to the shop, especially if you have excess money. That's totally fine. But then we'll talk about the shrines, which are very 50-50. Shrines either give you really good stuff or really bad stuff. And I don't think it's meant to be designed like that. I think it's supposed to be good and bad mix, but sometimes it's just really good and sometimes it's really bad. So, for example, in the shrine, you'll get 3 things. One of them is almost always a common chest. The other is a pretty big buff, and the other is a pretty big nerf. But sometimes the nerf is ridiculous, like 3% regen. In the dungeon, the 3% regen will kill you unless if you have like a really good bleed. So I would recommend not taking that. And like I said, unless you have a really good bleed or they give you one of the insane ones like 777% true damage buff and you have Sid, then yeah, maybe run that. But the shrines are very hit or miss. They can either help you out a lot or not really give you anything. So I wouldn't necessarily go down a path with a shrine, but a shrine is definitely helpful if you come across a good one. Now, as you can see, there's buffs and stuff. If you are struggling, just make sure you bring one of these units. Because look, if you just bring a Rose unit, that is the same buff as having a unique. So no unique, but if you brought like Tengen, that'd be having a unique Tengen. You get what I'm saying? Or there's definitely better Rose units. Yeah, say you brought Kid Buu, right? That Kid Buu is going to turn into unique and plus whatever trait you have on it because it's almost 400% buff. So, yeah, that's probably going to do it for the tips. I know it's a short video. I'm sorry, but I am going to be away from my house this weekend. So, I was going to try to get a Wheel of Siege out for you guys, but those take ridiculously long, and I just did not have the time to prepare, so I do apologize. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. We're so close to 500 subscribers. I really want to hit it before the summer. And as well, I have my Twitch in the description and my second channel if you just like to hear me yap. Or if you like Siege, I do a lot of Siege on my second channel and Twitch. So please, just come by, say hi. Thanks for watching.